Hi folks, Doug here, Ellis Car Customs, where 90% of my audience qualifies for the seniors meal at Denny's, me included. I'm serious. Raise your hand in the comments if you're under 50. Boys weren't with us last night, but they're here tonight. Poor Nomad's got a cold. But I want to thank everybody for coming back and visiting with me here again in our little shop. I want to start by giving a shout out to John Kelly. He gave me a generous gift in the super thanks. Thank you, John. He has a channel where he's working on a Nomad also, a 55 Nomad. He has just over 500 subscribers. Maybe my friends will go over and visit John Kelly. Visit his channel and tell him Doug sent you and thanks for the super thanks. Anyway, still kind of cold. Don't want to crawl on the floor. But we're probably going to jump around a little bit on this episode, doing this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to block out that quarter panel that we got into the guide coat last night and see how it turns out. See if anything shows up, and if it does, I'll show you, and I'll show you how to fix it. But I think we're pretty close on that. I might mess around with my window there a little bit, and whatever else time allows. But thanks for stopping by again, and I'm going to get some work going and then we'll see what happens. Thanks again, John. So I'm blocking this out with 220, and you don't want to dig into it, but I'm just floating this paper over top of that guide coat I put on real lightly, because we're just trying to see if it reveals anything that we gotta address. But here again, you know, going kind of a crosshatch pattern rather than back and forth. If you're sanding paint, you know, like wet sanding paint to buff it out, you kind of want to keep your lines going the same direction. It's easier to buff. But if you're doing block sanding to smooth stuff out, you want to do this crosshatch. If you were sanding this, say this was painted and you wanted to buff it, you want all your lines to go in the same direction. You don't want to crosshatch it. It makes it harder to buff out. So that's why you do this now, so you don't do it later. But yeah, as it starts to take that skim coat off of there, you'll start to see things show up like scratches or little dips or whatever. So you just keep going over it until they disappear, because you're kind of letting the high build primer do the work. Because you know, the primer builds up and fills a lot of that stuff in, but it'll still be a little wavy or whatever, you know, uneven. But as you knock this stuff down, you're getting down to where the primer has filled the stuff in, and you're just bringing down the surrounding areas to match up with what the primer's already filled in. And like I said, once you get this part done, then you do a good epoxy primer and spray it on with a gun, get nice even coverage. And usually I take it down to 400 grit, and that's usually fine for anything short of a Barrett-Jackson paint job. I mean, some people will go 600, 800 grit, you know, but I've had good luck taking it down to 400 grit and not finding any sanding scratches in the paint. But I'll work on this a little bit and I'll bring you back. There, we got her all blocked out, blown off. I didn't see anything on there that looked like it was going to give me a problem in paint. So I'm just going to fly one more coat of primer on there, call that good, leave it alone. I'll show you what it looks like. There, we got her all back into primer. Basically, it's more or less ready to go, same as the other side. I mean, we got the doors and rockers to do and that one wheel well. So that's another one we can tick off the list. Now I'm going through on this window frame. Like I said, it shined up alright. It's got some pits or whatever, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's not something you find kicking around every day. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting all this old dope out of here so that we can have a nice clean channel for putting the new rubber in. I'll probably use like a modern butyl versus the caulk, because it'll seal up just as fine, probably be a little more flexible and a little easier to work with. So I'll work on that and I'll bring you back. I'll tell you, this caulking that GM uses is incredibly resilient stuff. It's hard to dig out of all these grooves. I almost have a feeling they sort of put the grooves in here not just for like structure, but maybe to kind of make pockets for that stuff to sit in. But yeah, gotta get all that stuff out of there, but I think we just about got it licked. Like I said, I'll probably draw a bead, a butyl, you know, in there before I set the window and the rubber in there. I'm going to try that rubber on the glass and see how it fits. Hopefully it don't fit without too much buggery or whatever. I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, before I try to fit that rubber up, I got to clean all the edges inside and out on this window. And somebody mentioned in the comments, I've done it myself, is the fine steel wool works good for cleaning glass too. So we'll use like a razor scraper to get the worst of that off and then go over it. But this is one of those factory green tinted windows that Tri-Fives had. That I think one of my back windows is not green tinted and one is or something, but hopefully you can't see both sides of the car at the same time, and short of buying new windows, what am I going to do, right? I'll clean this up and bring you back. So let sleeping cats lie. He likes to curl up close to the heater. Nomad is way over there. But I've got the edges cleaned up on there, and I stuck that rubber on there that I bought, and it fit on there pretty good. I didn't have to struggle too hard to get it on there. But believe it or not, there is a top and bottom on this. It has a very slight taper. And if you don't get the rubber right, it's not going to fit. Ask me how I know, because I had it upside down the first time. But I got it in there right this time. So next thing to do, like I said, is put some butyl on the frame there. Fly that piece in and bolt her up in there and call it a lift gate. But we're gonna do the K is for cliffhanger again, because I've got to give somebody a ride. But we got that done pretty much and got all that stuff dug out of there. Got our whole quarter panel blocked and ready to paint, basically. And that's good for a couple hours work, I guess. So yeah, that's what I got for you. Oh, hair products again. Somebody said somebody advertises hair products. I won't name names. But anyways, yeah, that's what I got for you. I meant what I said at the beginning there. It's a shame that the people that are into these cars aren't getting any younger. You know, chances are people my age, I'm 60, people my age, there's my buddy right there. But yeah, people my age are probably on the young side of people who are into these cars. But I'd be curious if you're actually one of the youngsters watching me, you know, somebody under 50 is what I would call a youngster. But yeah, raise your hand in the comments and let me know that there's hope for this hobby, that there's some young people coming up behind us that'll keep these cars alive when we're dead and gone. But hope that was enough. I mean, we'll be back at it tomorrow for sure. If all goes well and I can get this window into the lift gate, I might even try to fly the lift gate up into the opening there. Yeah, my buddy wants love. Can you tell he showed up on Bondo night again? Or at least on sanding night. But I want to thank everybody for liking and commenting and subscribing and keeping my channel alive. And hope to see you on the next one. Till then, take care everybody. Nomad says see ya.